Foremost, I want to give all praise to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, double honors to the elders of Great Millstone, and salutation to all y'all came on the house and by bidding to the marriage. I'm gonna title the video Babylon is on its way out of here. You know, or America's finished. One of them. But I'm gonna start off with this military ad. There's three different ones. You got one from China, Russia, and America. You decide which one looks like they're a capable military. You know.
我们已经习惯打倒。
我去！转隶动员大会现在开始。
一声道，是一句承诺。
军长同志，一方前准备完毕，请指示。什么？战！
一声道，是一种割舍。一声道，是一次重塑。
海上、空中、陆上各作战体系已新定完善作战计划。
一声道，是一场冲锋。我们用生命扛起使命，我们用忠诚筑起长城，改革强军，征途如虹。
历史告诉我们，改革创新与时俱进。
So like you seen the military ad for China, right? They all have military tanks and all that. And I'm gonna skip along. We're gonna go to the Russian ad.
Каким ты был прежде, уже никого не волнует. Теперь важно то, кем ты будешь сегодня. Что ты знаешь о себе? На что ты способен? Вопросы могут остаться без ответов, но разве ты сможешь потом спокойно спать? Узнать себя, познать границы своих возможностей. К черту границы. Ты готов ломать себя до изнеможения. Каждый день здесь боль закаляет. Шрамы, повседневность. Это ты решил себе что-то доказать. Командир здесь только для того, чтобы ты мог увидеть в нем врага. Потому что без врага нет боя, а без боя нет победы. Но на самом деле главный враг — это ты. Вчерашний ты. Твоя задача — выследить врага, догнать его, превзойти, стать лучше, чем он, и вернуться назад победителем. Потому что завтра первый день твоей новой жизни.
Yeah, this is the American military ad. You got all these other. I'll just explain. The video player. Hold on, I just want to go back to it. Who was calling me? What the fuck?
This is the story of a soldier who operates your nation's Patriot missile defense systems. It begins in California, with a little girl raised by two moms.
You hear that? A little girl raised by two moms. First off, this is already backwards. If you've seen it, look at this. Let me go back to the very beginning. You shouldn't even have women in the military. None of these women should be there. No one should be in the military in the first place.
It begins in California, with a little girl raised by two moms.
There should be women in the military anyways, first off. And second, this is more wicked than you got the woman trying to look like a man. Not only that, but Two women, like, and it's a cartoon version of a military. How are you supposed to push this military is meant for men to go to war, not women? First off, that's like most, it's ridiculous. Cartoon like colors in it. Like all the other ones were like with men talking about going to war. Russia was talking about. I was reading the comment section. It was talking about how the Russian soldier was talking about how his life. He got to forget everything he learned before. You know, just getting directly to the point of what he was saying in Russian. He was saying forget about his old life and he has to focus on this one that he has right now. You know, look at this.
Although I had a fairly typical childhood, took ballet, played violin, I also marched for equality. I like to think I've been defending freedom from an early age.
This is so basically fighting for homosexuality is saying you've been fighting for freedom. There are children in the Middle East who pick up AKs. You know what I mean? Who had to fight. Teenage like 15, 12, 9, 18, 16. Now you got people in these other countries. Ishmael and Ham got these child soldiers over there, and you got little Emma over here talking about fighting for equality is a form of like, a form of rebellion. You know what I mean? It's like this is wicked. Anyway, this should even be a thing. You're fighting for it. You're fighting, man. Just madness. Love each other. Look at this nonsense.
When I was 6 years old, one of my moms had an accident that left her paralyzed. Doctors said she might never walk again. But she tapped into my family's pride to get back on her feet, eventually standing at the altar to marry my other mom.
Yeah, this country's finished. And Joe Biden is doing a good job at doing that. What made you think this is a good idea, Joe? Joe, Biden think, how you gonna get men in your military? You know what I mean? Like, how you gonna, you need men, not transgenders and lesbians. They're not built for fighting. One of them should even, both of them shouldn't even exist. Lesbians and, no, women in general shouldn't be in the military, no matter what their sexual orientation. They're like men or women, whatever. You should not be in the military. Transgenders, they need to be dead. That shouldn't even be that shouldn't be an option. They shouldn't even exist. That shouldn't that word that they themselves, their existence shouldn't even be a thing is ridiculous. No, I'm telling you, man, this country's finally gonna have a bunch of lesbians and transgenders driving friggin' jets, screaming, hollering, and they're gonna be freezing in headlights like a deer in headlights, man.
With such powerful role models, I finished high school at the top of my class, and then attended UC Davis, where I joined a sorority full of other strong women. But as graduation approached, I began feeling like I'd been handed so much in life, a sorority girl stereotype. Sure, I'd spent my life around inspiring women, but what had I really achieved on my own? One of my sorority sisters was studying abroad in Italy. Another was climbing Mount Everest.
So it had nothing to do with protecting her country. She thought this was all competition. Like that's another thing. Like, you don't join the military to think about, dang, my other friends are doing something great. Let me compete with them. To defend your country, you would want to defend it because it's the right thing to do. You got her talking about my other friends, sorority sister. They're doing something. One climbed Mount Everest. One opened the store. Whatever. Like this is some type of who's gonna outdo me, or who's gonna outdo this. Like it shouldn't be like the military is something life or death situation. You're playing around thinking about it's like some type of competition, like this some game. It's ridiculous. They get the military thinking that, like some type of fun activity, the way she's explaining it.
I needed my own adventures, my own challenge. And after meeting with an army recruiter, I found it. A way to prove my inner strength. and maybe shatter some stereotypes along the way. I'm U.S. Army Corporal Emma Malone Lord, and I answered my calling.
Download the Domino's app today and become a piece.
This country is fin. Look at this. Let's read some of the comments here. We sleep peacefully in our beds at night because Corporal Emma has 2 mothers. Look at this. Chinese army, are you brave enough? Russian army, are you strong enough? American, are you gay enough? Ivan can't cancel you with the T14. Zane cancel you with the ZTZ96. Emma cancel you on Twitter because you used the wrong pronoun. Look at it. Look at this. I'm a Russian guy, but when I saw Emma, I cried in pain knowing how great America used to be. See, look, used to be. See, everybody's waking up. America's not the same country it was before. You know what I mean? Look at this nonsense. That's true. Army's not. She's talking about shattering stereotypes along the way. You know, it's not about stereotypes. It's about conquering or defending your land. And she's talking about stereotypes. Like you, it's finished. You got a cartoon ad with Emma with 2 moms. You know, look at this. It began in California. Of course, it began in California. You know, America is not the same country it was before. You know, China's about to get ready to launch this place and flat out into a desert. You know, just nuclear missiles. China, Russia. Yeah, Esau and his nonsense talking about Russian hackers. I don't want to get this article first. This is a good one. Okay, I'm gonna get this one first. It's by Jeremiah 51:7. Babylon has been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. You know? The nations are mad because they listen to the philosophies of this country. You know, they made deals with America. One-sided, like Esau, he's a snake, you know. He thinks he's not the problem, but he is, you know. These countries are tired of America. You know, they dealt with America. Esau comes with stabs him right in the back. You know, these deals, Esau's two-faced. You know, he'll make a deal. If you don't read the fine print, the most important things on his contract be the smallest words ever that you can't even see. You know, Esau's a devil. You know, he'll put the everything will be in bold letters, but the most important details that you don't like, you get 5% or 3%. It is, you know, it's written in small letters, so small that you need like a magnifying glass to find out what he was talking about. Esau's the devil. No, these countries are mad. China has won AI battle with U.S. Pentagon ex software chief says. Get to the point. Look at what he said. We have no competing fighting chance against China in 15 to 20 years. Right now, it's already a done deal. It is already over, in my opinion. He told the newspaper whether it takes a war or not is kind of anecdotal. China was set to dominate the future of the world, controlling everything from media narrative to geopolitics, he said. Chalian blamed sluggish innovation, the reluctance of U.S. companies such as Google to work with the state on AI, and extensive ethical debates over technology. Google is not immediately available for comment outside of business hours. Chinese companies, Challenge said, were obliged to work with their government and were making massive investments in AI without regard to ethics. So Moab don't care. Moab is about to make some super soldier. Moab is about to go in. Esau debating. You got Esau, debating on should they do it or not. Because remember, Esau, he works with the, he likes Democrats and Republican ones. If his house divided against it, if my house be against divided against itself, how could my house stand? Talking about how if you're how you gonna fight your own family? Basically, it doesn't make sense to do that. The house is gonna fall. If the whole household, your wife is arguing with you, your children arguing with each other, or your cousins or whatever, your uncle's arguing with your aunt. Everybody's fighting. You don't know who's come. Your whole house is broken apart. And guess what? The enemy's gonna be at the door. You got America, you know, Esau fighting Esau. Esau is destroying his own country with these vaccine mandates, what's ethical, what's not ethical. Esau has, what's interesting, Esau has state laws and he has national laws, whatever. Like why can't you just have one whole law? Why is one state is different here, one state is different here? Just make it one whole country, one whole law for this same exact purpose. But he won't. It's weird. You got Democrats and Republicans and all this other nonsense. Make it one whole thing. He can't do that because he needs to divide people up. He said U.S. cyber defenses in some government departments were at kindergarten level. So basically, Esau doesn't have a chance. Cyber defenses in government department at kindergarten level. So China, Moab is gonna be able to hack into their system very easily. America's finished. He said that if they wouldn't be able to. What did he say now? Let's reread that. We have no competing fighting chance against China in 15 to 20 years. What does that mean? Exactly. Look at that. You know? And the military is already weak. America's military looks soft. I just showed you the military ad. That was ridiculous. China's nuclear arsenal is expanding faster than U.S. military officials anticipated 1 year ago, says Pentagon report. The report highlights the question about Beijing's rush to build more nuclear weapons and other cutting-edge military technology. Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff warns China's recent advances in hyperspace missile technology represents a fundamental change in military balance of power. The whole screen is bleeding. what is going on with my phone? You know? The- Alright, um it's frozen. Alright, I'm just gonna end the video. I think Salaki on this because my phone's freezing up. I'm gonna use one more verse because I can't. Jeremiah 50:14. Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about, all ye that bend the bow. Shoot at her, spare no arrows, for she has sinned against the Lord. An article was gonna get, but I can't because my phones keep freezing when I pull it up. It was talking about the hypersonic missile. You know, the hypersonic missile that Moab made was able to circle the whole Earth, and it could stay in the air as long as it wants until it hits its targets. You know, so Esau is finished. These countries are tired of America, and what the CIA agent said, America won't be able to beat China in 15 to 20 years. It's gonna take 15. It won't be able to stop them. So Moab is gonna just drop. Moab is gonna stomp, eat them. You know, in Babylon. You know, along with Russia, Iran. You know, but I don't end it like that. I want to give all praise to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, double honors to the elders, great millstone, and salutation to all y'all, Kim and Howland Boys. The next time I say Shalom.